Hello, this is Cesar. I am a U.S. Tax professional. I am an enroll agent and tax court practitioner. I am the guy who is going to get you the biggest refund if you're supposed to get one, get you to pay the lowest tax if you're going to pay one, legally, by the way, and keep you out of trouble, get you out of trouble if necessary. This video is about those who missed the deadline of June 15 for expats. Um, as an expat, uh, will get an additional extension of 2 months after the original deadline of April 15. This year in 2021, it was May 17 because of COVID. Expats had until June 15, which is yesterday. If you didn't file your tax return or you didn't file an extension, you're late. And I see a lot of people asking me what happened. First, they ask, was the deadline yesterday or is it next month? It was yesterday. So like, you know what it was. I don't know why you're asking. Um, okay, maybe you don't know what it was, but some people know when it was, and they are just trying to pretend. Like if pretending with me will get him out of trouble with the IRS. It doesn't work like that. So, anyways, but some people are freaking out. They're asking questions that are neither here nor there. So I'm here to hopefully calm you down a little bit. All right. So let's share the screen here. Boom, boom. So hopefully you can see. Okay. So the first thing you wanna do is stop freaking out. You miss the deadline. You're a bad boy. What are you gonna do? I mean, what is that people post on Facebook? Give me the strength to change the things I can change, and give me the wisdom to know the things I cannot change, or something like that. You cannot change it unless you invent a time machine. So you just deal with it. Okay. So, but as by the end of this video, you will see that the sky is not gonna fall. So chill out. Second, estimate your taxes. So the penalty for filing is based on how much you owe. So if you don't owe anything, I mean, you can file late and you will not be assessed penalties. But hold on, you're not off the hook yet. Wait until the end of the video. So if you don't owe any taxes, then more likely you will not have to pay any penalties. But if you do owe taxes, you should pay those taxes as soon as possible. On top of that, you are going to pay at least 1 month. You're going to pay 1 month of penalties and at least 1 month of interest. So you also have to estimate that. I will, that's a different calculation. If you need help, contact me at the end of this. After you watch this video, here is my email. Okay. Oh, this is scrolling up. Well, whatever. All right. So how do you do that? How do you pay your taxes? This is how you pay your taxes. One way to pay your taxes. IRS.gov. Make a payment. There are two ways. Well, anyways, but one is if you have a US bank account, you can do a direct debit. If you have a credit card, you can do a credit card. I'm gonna use clicking here, make a payment. Read these instructions. I'm clicking because I know what they look like, but slow down and read what these are. Make a payment. Select the reason. Balance due. Tax for most individuals is gonna be tax 40. Tax year 2020. All right. And then here, they're gonna check your account against a prior year. So if you haven't filed in a few years, you're not gonna be able to do this. But let's pretend that you have. Let's say single, and put your name, last name again, social security number. I'm not gonna fill it up. So just confirm date of birth, country of residence, and address. All of this has to match the return you're trying to use to confirm your identity. So you have to make sure you write it correctly, and then continue. I'm not gonna click more because I'm not doing this, but on the next screens, you're gonna enter your bank name, your bank account, and so on. So that's how you do it. You can also use a credit card. They have a different screen, and you have to pick one of them, whatever is good for you. But anyways, this is how you pay. Or you send them a check. I'm not gonna show that here because it depends where you're living, how much what they tax here, how much you owe. So if you have questions about that, send me an email and I can see how I can help you. Let's get back to the PowerPoint. So pay your tax plus interest and penalties. You can say it depends how much it is. If you send a little bit more, let's say, I don't know, 1% or 2% more, you should cover the tax. You should cover the tax. But if you need help with that, let me know. Okay. And also, if you don't pay the whole amount and you still owe something, that's fine. That just means you're gonna pay less interest and less penalties. The reason to pay the tax is because right now it's running interest, late penalties, and late filing penalty. And the late filing penalty is 5%. So if you owe $10,000, you already accrue $500 of late filing penalties. And they can assess you up to 5 months, so that's $2,500 if you owe $10,000. So even if you pay now, you're one day late, but you're considered 1 month late. You only pay 1 times 5%. If you wait, then you're gonna pay more times 5%. So that's what you pay. So pay your estimated taxes, then file your taxes. So if you only need to file 2020, then just file your taxes. You're gonna be late. Whatever penalty you have to pay, you pay, and that's that. If you haven't been filing your taxes, these are the people who are living outside the US. They didn't know they had to file. Their friends told them that they didn't have to file, or the CPA, the US, told them they don't have to file, but now they realize that you do have to file. This is actually a good date. Why? Because the streamlined procedure says you need to send the streamlined, like the amnesty procedure, to catch up. You need to send the 3 years for which the deadline has passed. And yesterday, the deadline had passed for 17, 18, and 19. Today, the deadline has passed for 18, 19, and 20. So you don't have to send 17 anymore. You can only send 18, 19, and 20. On top of that, there were some people that don't qualify for the amnesty procedure because one requirement is that you have to be outside the US for 330 days in at least one of the last 3 years for which the deadline had passed. And some expats live in Germany, England, Spain, and whatever, but every year they go back to the US and they stay in the US more than 30 days. So now they don't qualify for this because they were not outside the US for 330 days. But with COVID, you couldn't travel, so you have to stay wherever you are, wherever you are, and you probably didn't go to the US, or at least you didn't go to the US for more than 30 days. And now you qualify for the streamline because you were outside the US for more than 330 days, for 330 days or more in 2020. So now 2020 qualifies you and you don't have to send 2017. So for those who haven't been filing, this is actually a good date today. Okay, so file your taxes. Now, let me say this. There are some penalties for not for owing tax, but for not filing forms, or for filing forms late, or for filing forms incomplete, like the 8938 for foreign bank accounts, the 8621 for investment in mutual funds and things like that, 3520, 3528, whatever. You might be assessed those penalties. But this is not tax advice, by the way. Generally, if an individual files these forms, even if late, most of the time they don't assess. Also, if you really had a reason, you can use a procedure. It's called the delinquent information return procedure, and not everybody qualifies, but you can send it in a way like, say, hey, listen, I know I'm late, but these are the reasons why, and you kind of like explaining it ahead of time why you're late. And in my experience, most people can escape the penalties that way. But even if you cannot escape the penalties, what are your choices? Your choices is to keep not filing, and then later you're gonna be hit with more penalties than now. So, like, file your taxes. Together with what I was just talking about, do not get too comfortable. So I know somebody is sitting there saying, well, wait, so if I'm not going to pay any penalty because I don't want any tax, what's the point of the deadline? Well, it's because if there is no deadline, then like maybe like a lot of people wouldn't file their taxes, even if they're getting a refund. Like, so there has to be a day that say like now. Also, if you owe taxes, there are consequences for that. If you need to file forms, there are consequences for that. But this does not mean you're off the hook. Okay, you do have to pay taxes. And in fact, the crime is not the not paying of taxes. The crime is not filing taxes, which is, I find it interesting. I mean, like, let's see. Is this, I think it's section 7202 or 7502 from the Internal Revenue Code. No. Hold on. Filing a tax return, section code. I used to know this, I forgot it. Come on, baby. All right, 72. Okay. So there you go. Willful failure to file return, supply information, or pay tax. A person, well, whatever. So the point is that you should be fined no more than $25,000, or in prison no more. So the crime is to not file a tax return, supply information, or pay tax. So don't sit there and saying, oh well, Caesar said nothing gonna happen. Like, no. What I'm saying is you need to freak out, because if you file your taxes now, you'll be fine, or generally fine. And if you live in Europe, you probably pay more taxes here than you would pay in the US, so more likely your taxes are zero. So you can skip steps 2. Oh man. You can skip steps 2 and 3, estimate your tax and pay your taxes. You just need to worry about filing your taxes. And oh yeah, number 6. Stuff together on time next time, right? So, like, I mean, the deadline is for expert is June 15. You can apply for an extension. So there are people now that haven't filed taxes, but they apply for an extension, and then they have another, June, July, August, 4 months. So file it or file an extension. I mean, pretending to freak out or acting like you're freaking out now doesn't do anything for you. I see people writing on the internet asking questions. Oh my God, like what do I do? And I'm like, man, they're like they were doing that 2 days ago. It's 2 days before the deadline. I mean, you're too late. But yeah, most people will be fine. Maybe you have to pay a little bit of interest, a little bit of penalty, but then no reason you freak out. Just get your shit together. Uh, this is my email. You can email me and tell me about your situation. I can give you a quick call through Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, Zoom, and maybe I can call you now even more. So this is not tax advice again. I forgot to say that. This is like everybody's different when it comes to taxes. So if you want a real answer for your situation, send me an email and I will talk. I hope this helped you out. Share it with your friends who are freaking out about missing the deadline. And yeah, that's it. So chill out. Bye-bye.